Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of RTWG. My name is Zab.
My name is Carlos.
And we're gonna start doing this podcast talking about certain topics throughout the season. We have them laid out. We just want to get to be able to have that real conversations that we usually have with other people, and be able to share them and just focus on God in that topic of those certain topics. Right now we're gonna start setting up trying to post every 2 weeks or every once a week. I'm gonna put our Instagram on the bottom below, and we're also gonna be focusing more on just sharing the gospel, and also talking mostly about the youth. And this podcast is mostly directly towards youth and to young adults like ourselves that we fight through a lot of stuff during our times as becoming a Christian or heading towards becoming a Christian. So the first question that I have throughout everything is, what are your thoughts about alcohol and also drugs, like going out to parties, you know? And that's a big one, because
that's a big question.
Because even throughout high school and even junior high, like I'll go and party, I'll try to go have fun, drink and everything, but I also went to church. And there was, even though I went to church and everything, I wanted to go and party just to have a distraction, because there was a lot of stuff going on, but my main focus was just enjoyment of myself. So how can we direct that to youth of them, like to be able to understand, like how can we avoid those parties, how can we avoid those drinking or that fulfillment, you know? Because like people say, oh, it's your teens, do what you should enjoy, party, do what you want, but they never consider
the consequences
after, you know?
That's true. Yeah, that's true. How can I put it? For me, to be honest, and the way that I've done things to avoid all of that is knowing the consequences that come if I go to those parties, those hangouts where I know for a fact that they're gonna be drugs.
Yeah.
I try to open my eyes and see the consequence. If you go into those parties or those hangouts that you know for a fact there's gonna be alcohol and drugs, you're exposing yourself, and you can still choose not to do it. I'm gonna tell you that. You can still choose not to do it because you know what's gonna happen and all that. But there's a but on it. But your friends are be the ones pushing you to do it. Oh, just try it, just for today. Oh, I got you. I'll take you home. That's how they're gonna try to get you.
Yeah, it mostly does happen.
And that means that you gotta watch out your circle of friends. You have to watch out for that, because your circle of friends. I've heard this quote. I forgot.
Oh, show me your friends and I'll show you.
Yes, sir.
And I know who you are. That's like a big one that parents always throw at us too.
Yeah, and I always use it, and I always to identify like my brother's friends, or my friends, and who they hang out with as well. I try to see who they hang out, what like how they act and all that type of stuff. So I can see, okay, are they a good company for me to hang out with them when they tell me, hey, let's go hang out, or are they not, and they bring bad stuff into this circle that I'm gonna try to join in, but I gotta watch myself as well.
And there's a thing with that how, well, I'm a Christian, and like I know how to handle myself, I know like how to handle this and that, but there's another but, that how are you trying to pick someone up if you haven't picked yourself up? Because you're still struggling through a lot of stuff, you know. It's like this pastor called Pastor Matt, he's from here in the valley. He told me this thing, and he said it multiple times. He said, sit on that chair, okay, or stand up on that chair. Okay, he stood up on the chair, and there was someone else. So he said, okay, pull me up. So we were trying to pull the person up, right? It's kind of hard. He said, it's tough, right? I was like, yeah. So then they told the person on the bottom of the chair, he's like, pull the other person. So they started pulling. It was easy, right? it's more easier to pull someone down than pull them back up.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
It's difficult, like how you said, like, yes, our circle matters a lot, honestly, because if you want to fulfill like what God wants to do with you, hang out with your brothers, like go to church and make friends there. Try to make friends there. And there's also the ones that I'm fine. Like I love doing this. I love doing that. So it's more of that sense where your friends will lead you through the path that they want and the way that they just want to fulfill themselves, because they're not Christian. They don't know about God, right? They don't know about the term being saved and having that enjoyment that God gives you. So they feel that enjoyment of the world. They feel that sense where when you get drunk, okay, I'm fine, like I'm having that little like enjoyment. Or when you're high, you're like, oh, I'm relaxed, I'm chilling. What is that going to lead to? It can lead to anxiety. It led me to anxiety. Like smoking a lot, it led me to like my anxiety to build up after. There's big side effects to it. I had a friend that he smoked a lot and he now has problems breathing.
Damn.
And it's tough. And I have another friend that he started drinking a lot. And he started going through AAA. I think it's AA. No, AAA is the towing company. AA.
Yeah, it's AA.
AA meetings, and the reason why is because he got a DUI. He got a bad DUI, and he said he had a good job. He finally became a police officer, I believe.
So right now he's straight.
Right now he's straight. Now he's straight, and he's trying to build himself back up. Like, he told me, I wish I knew God more and everything. And he started telling me how the DUI really affected him a lot. And he said, I didn't see the problems. I just saw my fulfillment. I wasn't too careful enough to realize what was going on.
And that's the problem of the youth right now. They only focus on themselves and their problems, and they just try to do things for them to forget the problems. And that's where it's wrong.
Well, yeah.
That's right. And look, I understand the youth and everyone that tries to forget the problems, and they try to do stuff, drugs, alcohol, weed, just to forget it. But that dopamine that you get for those couple of seconds, is it really worth it? And that means that you got to do it every single day just to feel those couple of seconds. All right, because it's seconds. It's not minutes. It's not hours. Not days. It's seconds.
Yeah.
I was like, do you really want to risk it for every single thing? And then when you get caught, what happens?
You freak out. You start panicking. Like, for an example, I had a friend a long time ago that he would worry a lot because he would lose his pen, his wax pen. And he said, I can't find it. He was freaking out. He said, oh, I think I'm going to stop. But he goes back to it. And then there was one point where I told him, are you able to live without it? And he said, to be honest, nah. I think I'm good because it fills me up. It makes me feel relaxed. Which, okay, it makes you feel relaxed. But what happens when you're off of it? You're not yourself. You don't feel your emotions when you're high, though. Like, if people say, oh, I feel back. Like, I kick back and everything. I relax. But it's only for a second, and you don't recognize yourself. You don't recognize yourself or what you're doing sometimes. You're like, oh, I'm in control. No, the drug is in control of your body.
Yeah, that's true.
And also when you drink, you're not in control. You're allowing something to go inside you. Like, I'm not saying a beer belly or nothing like that, but it happens.
It changes your
attitude. It changes the way people see around you and think about you too. There was a coworker of mine a long time ago, not a long time ago, but like probably like a year ago. He was a hardcore alcoholic, bro. And he had a daughter. And I know. And this was like 21.
But damn,
he's 21 and he had a drinking problem. It's not the same guy from the AAA.
Oh, okay.
The AA, I mean.
Those are called AA meetings.
AA meetings, right? Okay, AA.
Yeah, that's okay.
But his daughter doesn't want to see him. This girl is like 4. His daughter is like 4 years old.
And doesn't want to see the dad?
Doesn't want to see the dad, and then because she tells him that, and she tells mommy, I'm scared. Because the reason why is because he changes, but he doesn't realize it. Like, he's like, I love my daughter and everything, and I changed for that.
That's true.
So we don't realize the things that happen until after it happens. Because when you take it, you're just making the devil like, yes, like, oh, I'm happy now, I got him, I'm lashing to him, he can't live without it, without it. But when we go into church, we start feeling this guilt, right? We say, oh, like, I smoked again, God, oh, I drank again, God. But there's a good thing that God, like, still forgives us towards that, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
So it's tough to think about it a lot, because we enjoy the moment, but we don't think about the consequences, and like, we just want to feel happy and this and that. But there was this girl that said on, I saw her on TikTok, she put now I finally understand why people say don't go to parties or stuff like that. Reason why? She says, I stopped feeling depressed, I stopped feeling anxiety, I stopped dealing with all these problems I had, these dramas. Every single time that people would invite me to parties, there was always a drama, there was always a fight, there was always stuff, right? The reality of it, the straight reality of it, there's always a fight, there's always drama with boyfriends and girlfriends, relationships,
there's always
friendships. Stuff always happens, and stuff always gets ruined. Yes, you might dance and have a couple drinks and everything, but you don't see the negativity and everything around it, you know?
Yeah. So I just want to throw out a Bible verse. It's Ephesians 5 verse 18 from the new the NLT. That's the new
NLT. Just say NLT.
NLT. And it goes like this. It says, don't be drunk with wine, because that will ruin your life. Instead, be filled with the Holy Spirit. As you can see with one of your friends, that he would drink and get drunk. What ruined? His relationship with his daughter. It's like, it's big. And many people don't understand. They don't understand. They keep falling and falling and falling with drugs, with alcohol and all that. And towards the end, I don't want to say it's too late, but it's almost too late. Why? Because God always forgives you. Always. But you got to work on yourself. Just like I said, like, when was the last time I said this? I think it was like a month ago. I think I was talking to you, and I told you, what's the point of us saying, oh, God forgive me, oh, God forgive me, and all that, if he says, okay, I'll forgive you, but show me why I should forgive you.
Yeah, you did talk about it, and it was like 2 weeks ago that you said.
No, it was 1 month ago.
It was a month.
Yeah, it was a month ago.
Oh man,
it was a month.
I thought it was a couple of weeks ago.
No, it was a month ago already.
Dang.
I know it's wow.
But yeah, but like how you said, like, how can, like, show me, right?
Yeah.
So there's this thing where God says, I'm knocking on your door, but you gotta open it.
Yeah.
Right?
Because he's a gentleman.
He's a gentleman. He doesn't barge in. He doesn't kick it down like.
He's not like the devil. Which the devil, what he's gonna do, he's gonna try open front door, back door, windows, try to sneak in
Any
anywhere
way possible,
just to be inside your house. And what's the devil like? The alcohol, the drugs. Was that because you could say no, and you could kick him out of your house, per se, let's just say, but you don't do it. You accept it.
I think it has a lot to do with the curiosity. Because
yeah, that's true.
Because of the curiosity, when people don't drink, like when let's say when a person that doesn't drink, right, and say this person comes into your house, you invite him, but he brings alcohol, and you're like, come on, try it. It doesn't hurt. It won't bother you. It'll make you feel relaxed. You start thinking a lot, and the devil uses that. The devil uses your conscience to attack you a lot.
If
you don't put God in the center of your consciousness, God and the devil's gonna attack you in every form of way.
Yep.
Makes you feel this curiosity in a sense where maybe it's not that bad. Maybe I'm gonna try a little bit. You start drinking a little bit. Okay. Devil's like, I snatched you. I got you. If you don't know God, you're gonna keep drinking. It might not take effect right away, but as time goes by,
that's when
it's gonna happen. So if you don't have the relationship with God, right, and you start drinking, it's gonna lead you towards the wrong path.
Oh yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like, Jesus drank wine, and he drank wine with his disciples.
And he drank wine, and he didn't get drunk.
Right.
He was himself.
Right. So Jesus drank wine with his disciples, but he didn't get drunk. The Bible talks about that. Oh man, I gotta remember this one. This guy got. It's deeply in the Bible. My cousin told me about it. He said that this person in the Bible was drunk, and the demon possessed him. The demon went inside him because he was weak. His soul was weak. That's why they say that if you get drunk, you're making your soul weak.
Yeah.
You're making your body weak, allowing a spirit to go inside. That's why there's a lot of people that when they get drunk or when they get drugged,
they black out.
They black out and they don't know what happened.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
It's like a whole Moon Knight thing.
Yeah.
But it's literally, they black out, don't remember what's going on. And that's because you're allowed something inside. Yeah. But we don't want to recognize that. Nope. We really don't want to recognize that. We're like, oh, what did I do? Oh, I did something stupid. No, you're allowed something to go inside you.
No. And on top of that, what's that? Talking about the circle of friends that you have, you black out, you do stupid stuff. The following day, you text your friends or you call them or whatever, and you tell them, you ask them, hey, what happened yesterday? I don't remember. And most of the time, they will say that you did funny stuff, that you were funny. Most of the time, okay? Other times, yeah, they're gonna say probably, hey, you beat this person up or whatever. But most of the time, they will say, oh, you were doing some funny stuff. And then he's all like, oh, okay. Because he feels, right then, he's gonna feel like appreciated. He's gonna feel happy. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's that? I was funny?
Oh, I never thought about it that way. Like, you feel that little enjoyment in a sense, like, oh, I was funny. So, oh, I can do it again.
I want to give an example of me, of what happened to me. I think it was two years ago. 2021 or 2020. 2 or 3 years ago, one of those two. I don't remember. I was with my friends. We went to hang out and all that, and they were smoking and all that. So I said, be careful, watch your circle of friends. And they know I don't do none of this stuff. So they don't really tell me, oh, you want some? They're like, nah, because they know for a fact I'm gonna say no. But this time, I don't know why, but I said yes. I don't know why. But I didn't say yes to the smoke. I said yes to an edible.
Oh man.
I took that edible. That thing didn't hit me in the beginning. It took approximately like 20 minutes for it to hit me. I started laughing, dude. I started laughing like so much I could not stop. I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop laughing. And inside of me was seeing that I was laughing so hard and I couldn't stop. And inside of me was like, what are you doing? Why are you laughing so much? This is not who you are. This is not you. And it got me so, what's that word? It got me upset on myself. Because I'm like, this is not you. You don't do this. Why are you doing this? Just because you want to try it? No. And it showed me right there, right then, the side effect of doing edible. And yeah, towards the end, when the whole laughing thing was already over, I was calm. I could say I was my usual self. But still, it was like, bro, what? Why? Was that me going to church on Sundays during those times? Was that I felt a very, very, and it was only one time, man. That was the first time I ever took an edible. And there were more. I'm like, oh, nope, not anymore. But I felt such a guilty, like so much guilt, conscience inside of me I'm like, no, next time. Or you know what? Not even the next time. If they tell me, I gotta ask, are you guys gonna smoke that? And if you guys are, I'm not going. And like that, they, from right there, right then, every time they call me, I ask, what are you guys gonna have? And they say, oh, we're gonna start smoking weed and all them. Okay, I'm sorry, bro, but I can't. I can't go.
Is it Joseph? Is it Joseph?
What's it?
Joseph King. Is it Joseph? Is it Joseph? Yeah, it's Joseph, huh?
Yeah.
You pulled the Joseph, be like, I'm running out of here.
Yeah.
I'm running out of here.
I was like, yeah. I was like, and look, you get to do choices. Like, you have your choices in front of you. I was like, I could have said, you know what? I'm gonna go. I want to do it again. But because of that guilt that I felt inside, I listened to it. I'm like, not anymore. So I chose not to go to those things. And every young person has a choice.
Yeah,
everyone has a choice.
We do have a choice, and
then it's on you. You are gonna take the bad path, or the good path.
Red pill, blue pill.
No. That's the worst thing you could compare it to.
My bad.
That's a bad metaphor, bro.
But it's true because many people could say like, oh, it's not gonna affect you. Nothing's gonna happen, right?
Oh, wait. Before you go on, I just want to tell you guys, even if you're Christian, there's gonna be times where people are gonna have parties or hangouts, but they're gonna put Christian in front of it. Oh, it's a Christian party. Oh, it's a Christian hangout.
Ooh,
that's where you gotta be careful.
The label.
They're gonna label it as a Christian, but once you go there, there's probably gonna be drugs, probably some alcohol, probably they're gonna have what's that called? Those things we put the Gatorade, those orange things.
I don't know what you're talking
about.
But
you know how in football games they have like the orange thing and they put the Gatorade? Or the container, which is a container. And the container probably they're gonna have that and they're gonna pour some alcohol in it and you never know.
It's because when it comes to those Christian events,
quotes,
that people say that's why they're supposed to be like, this is why it's really important that leaders are focused when they do hangouts with that. And I didn't really understand that in the beginning, but it's true. Because why? Because there's someone more adult there and it's supervising everything.
Yeah.
So they're able to put a stop to something when an adult, like say a parent, right? We go and we hear a parent, right? They tell us, oh, para eso, stop doing that. And we listen, okay, we'll stop. But if it comes from one of us, like someone that's close to their age, is like, why am I gonna listen to this fool, right?
Yeah,
this and that.
That's true.
And I feel like strongly when there's Christian events, that Christian party and everything, there has to be an adult there. Not because like, oh, the adult's gonna make it. No, because there has to be an authority there.
Yeah.
It's strongly. There has to be an authority. And the person that told me that was our youth pastor, was our youth pastor.
Yeah.
And it was also our pastor that he tells us that without an authority being there, it was our youth pastor. Without an authority, things can go wrong. There has to be someone there to look out for them in case they have questions. Like say if they ask us a question of like someone that's not fully Christian and they ask us a question, right? What if we give them the wrong answer? Like we had to be strongly about it. Like that's where we had to study a lot. And also, if we give them an answer, right? They go to our church, and they start thinking, okay, the pastor thinks like that. But then the pastor preaches about something else. They get offended, something wrong. We mislead them through the wrong direction. Yeah. That's why I strongly recommend that if a youth throws an event, that there's someone out there to oversee it, like a person that's older than you, more knowledgeable, because it's always good to have a backup. And it's okay to say I don't know sometimes to people, but when you don't know, maybe the other person will know.
Yeah, that's true.
So like when it comes to like those labels that people say, if there's no supervision in a sense and an extent, I strongly recommend that maybe they shouldn't go. I can't say maybe they shouldn't go, because what if someone does bring something, and you influence another one, and you're allowing, it's like weeds, like not the weed, but like the plant on the weeds, right?
Yeah.
when you don't cut them out or you don't dig out the roots, what happens?
More come out.
More come out. We got to dig out those weeds. We got to take them out so that way our garden looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing when it comes to our events, and the same thing that it comes to further events that are probably private, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying don't hang out with your friends, right? But I'm saying like,
oh yeah. I was saying we're not saying don't hang out with your friends at all. I was like, you can hang out, but you have to put your limit into
certain situations.
Yeah,
like certain things.
I was like, there's certain things that you will allow to happen, but there's certain things that you can allow to happen because I mean, it's not who you are.
It really isn't, because like we can throw a hangout, but we don't really know if someone brings something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not saying they're probably gonna bring something all the time, but it's just that the devil works in many ways. The devil is very sneaky.
Yes,
and he can try to influence someone quick as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Someone that is trying to work better and trying to become better, and just by telling someone, here, I have this, I have that, right, it can lead to something else. So we got to be very careful on that a lot.
Yeah, that's true. Very careful.
It's very tough to like even think about it too, because like we were in that situation. I'm like, I was in those situations a lot where,
oh yeah, me too,
where I got caught up doing something wrong.
Oh, you got caught up?
I got caught up drinking.
I didn't get caught up.
Okay, well, I got caught up drinking, and a part of me felt empty.
Yeah.
Felt this guilt, and I'm glad I felt that guilt, because it made me feel like, you know what, I do have a connection with God, but I need to build it more.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that guilt and that consciousness of mind that like God, I'm sorry. Like I really am sorry. Like when you feel that strong regret where, say, okay, I smoked, right? And it was a time where I wanted to stop smoking. It was very tough on me because I was always around people that would always smoke, and it was really, really tough. And I stopped for a while, and then I smoked again. It made me feel like really down, and I was like, God, I'm sorry. I went back into it, and it sucks. It really does suck. But something told me, and it was mostly God, it's like, it's okay, I'm here. Making a sense for it. I'm here. I'm here with like arms wide open. I'm not gonna judge you for what you did. I'm not. I'm gonna be there for you. I'm gonna try to build you up. I'm always gonna be here for you. And that's something that really touched me, in a sense where I need to make a choice, where I need to cut people off. I need to stop doing this. I need to stop doing that. And at the time it did feel lonely, but when you cut things out of your life, God brings more blessings into it.
Oh yeah, he does.
Way bigger blessings, and you feel that internal happiness instead of that happiness for a while. I'm not saying that you're not gonna feel depressed, you're not gonna feel sad, you're not gonna feel angry.
But I mean, all of that is just in the moment for now.
Yeah.
But towards the end, that's when God's gonna bring those blessings that are truly for you. And then for, you know, to cut people off and all that, you have to really know that they're doing bad for you. Like really know. And we're not saying to like cut them off completely. Well, for me, I'm not saying to cut them off completely. So you could say like, hey, what's up, dude? Or dab him up or whatever. But every time he tells you, texts you, or calls you, whatever, to hang out, that's when you put your limit and say, you know what, no. Because you are the reason why this and this and that happened, and honestly, I don't want to be with you. Like I could be still friends with you from far away. Just
we can't hang out.
We can't hang out too. Yeah.
I had a friend one time. I have a couple of friends.
You have a lot of friends, bro. I swear.
But this guy would always smoke, bro. And every single time we hang out, he would always say, "Let's smoke. Just want to smoke." And I would always be like, not gonna lie, I did do it with him a lot. Like I would smoke a lot, but times when I needed to cut him out of my life because, like, you know what, bro? I told him, hey, bro, you know what? I admire you. Like, you're my homie. You're my friend. Like, you're my brother. But I need to cut this line in a sense because, you know, I'm a Christian. Well, I'm trying to be a Christian. I'm trying to work in my faith. And this friendship isn't working out. Like in a sense where, not in a relationship, but like in a friendship way. Like,
No, yeah.
this friendship isn't working out for me. It's not building me up. I'm not saying you're a bad person, but it's just,
It's not doing me good.
it's not doing me good. It's like I need to work on myself first before I can try to get you to it, you know. And it sucks because one time I wish I still would stayed friends with them and everything, but I lost that connection. But
I mean, it's because you had to.
I had to, because if I didn't, I would have been doing worse stuff.
Yeah, imagine if you didn't cut that tie, and
I don't know where I would be. Like I really
probably wouldn't even be here.
Probably not.
Damn. But yeah, I was saying, you could still dab up your friends and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hang out with them if they're doing bad and all that. But if you really gotta cut ties, like really cut ties, lose the phone number, lose their Instagram, all that, be as nice as possible to that person so they could understand. Probably at the moment they're gonna say, oh, just because you're Christian, and they're gonna take it in a bad way, because that doesn't happen to me, to be honest. That they take it bad just because I'm like, you know what, you're doing bad to my life, and I'm really trying to work on myself. I'm trying to be closer to God, have a closer relationship with Him. And right now, you and me are, if I'm still friends with you, my path with God is gonna be over.
Yeah, it was straightforward, like
straightforward, but be nice.
Yeah,
because you don't want to taint a Christian. Because if you taint someone who's Christian, then they're gonna look every single person in the wrong way.
And that's true, because there's a couple of people that would say, he's a Christian, he's not gonna do it. He's a Christian, don't hang out with him. Or you shouldn't be hanging out with him because he's a Christian, and he's gonna only hold you back on stuff. He's gonna tell you this and that. There's a lot of people that labeled people Christians as a lot of bad stuff now, and it's true, because like we're Christians, but if one Christian messed up, right? Say we have a group of friends, right? I do something bad, right? And they're like, oh, he's a Christian, and then they tell you, oh, he's a Christian, so he does the same thing. Oh, he's a Christian. It could sound bad to the other person. That's why they say, like, we got to be very careful of how we act. Yes, we're gonna mess up. Yes, we're gonna do stuff and everything, but we gotta go back and like return it. There was a coworker of my dad. He was a really strong friend of him. He told me, oh, that guy's gonna steal something, but then he was like, oh, dude, he worked there. He didn't tell the person directly, but in his heart he felt this bad thing. At work, bro, he left the position he was in. He went up to the guy and he apologized, like, hey, I want to apologize to you because I thought wrongly of you. I thought you were stealing. I didn't know you worked here, and I'm really sorry. Like, that got me like,
damn.
Like, dang, that shows a lot.
Yeah.
And imagine what the guy thinks. Like, maybe he had a bad experience with someone that was Christian, right? He looks at him and he's like, wow, this guy is a Christian and he did that. That's why our good deeds work a lot, like in a sense of a blessing to another person. Like, maybe, you know how people compliment each other to motivate them, like, oh, to make you feel happy, right? It's the same thing. As a Christian, just do something nice for them, pray for them, and that's something that's gonna help them out in a sense where they're gonna feel that enjoyment, like that peace in their heart. You're planting a seed by just speaking. The Bible talks a lot about that our tongue has a lot of power. So be careful of what you say and how you say it. And it's really tough.
I want to say this last verse. I think it's really good, and it's 1 Corinthians 10 from NLT, 1 Corinthians 10 verse 13, and it says the temptations in your life are no different from what others experience, and God is faithful. He will not allow the temptation to be more than you can stand. When you're tempted, He will show you the way out so you can endure. Talking about choices. He's going to give you a choice. God is always going to give you a choice. Now, it's you who decides, am I going to go His path or I'm gonna go the devil's path.
Yeah. So it all has to do with choices, and just put God in every decision that you make.
Every decision.
Pray about it. Talk
small,
about it.
big.
Talk about it with one of your brothers. Like I talk a lot about my decisions with Carlos, and some of the decisions, like maybe I want to try it, but if I talk to another friend that isn't a Christian, probably lead me through the wrong path. So
because the worldly friends will always tell you what you want to hear,
and not what God has.
and not what God wants you to hear. Yeah.
So want to leave you guys with that. Give God a hearing. Be careful with decisions you make. And that's all we got for today. We hope that you enjoyed this little talk with us, because it's not just us, it's you throughout the screen. And we just want to be able to fulfill that little seed that you guys can have. If you guys didn't make it throughout the video, it's fine. I'm pretty sure you guys had some little chips right there listening to us.
You guys can come back later if you guys are like.
Just support us in any way you guys want. Subscribe, like. I'm gonna put again our Instagram right here, so that you guys can give us just a little bit like a support, and just to let you know that we love you guys.
Yes, sir.
You guys are a part of this. This is just the beginning. This is episode 1, and it's called Drugs and Alcohol, or Alcohol and Drugs.
Whichever you want.
Whichever you want. Or choices.
Ooh.
That's a good one too.
Yeah. That's gonna be our thumbnail.
So if you guys see it, it's gonna be right here, and it's gonna say choices. But we want to cut you guys off right there, and because we're running out of time. I'm sorry for the long time that we did, but we would try to cut them shorter. It's just we got really into the talk with God, and
or you guys tell us if the timing that we have is good, or you guys like you guys will talk too much. I mean,
we'll cut it shorter.
And all that,
and we will
help us.
It'll help us a lot.
Yeah.
Any comments, like, we'll try to fix it, and we will try to lead you guys towards the right path of how God wants to be led. So we'll leave it right there. We'll close it right there, and hope you guys have a great day, good night, good morning, evening. Just keep letting your choices be led by God.
Yes, sir. Amen.
And we'll see you guys on episode 2. Peace.